Who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents.
Our first one is from Rainbow Baby 2022. I had posted this originally on Am I the Asshole and have been told this would fit perfectly here since my aunt is the entitled parent. My husband and I are finally expecting our rainbow baby after years of infertility and multiple miscarriages. It's safe to say we and our family are very freaking excited. My mother is probably the most excited. She's been planning our baby shower and making decorations for months. She's the biggest help during this exciting yet scary pregnancy. A few weeks ago, my aunt told my mother and I that my cousin is pregnant. We're very happy for her. However, my aunt said their plan is to announce her pregnancy at my baby shower, since we're having a big party anyways. She said it's not a big deal and we both can share the day. I said absolutely not, because I've been waiting for this day forever, and it should be all about me and my rainbow baby. My mother is on my side and told my aunt that they better not announce anything at the party. My aunt dropped it, and literally nothing else was ever said. Last Saturday was my baby shower. It was everything I waited for. Everything is going good. No one has announced my cousin's pregnancy. When it was time for us to eat my cake, my aunt said, hold on everyone," and we went outside to her car to grab something. That was the moment I knew something was up. My mother and I follow her outside, and my aunt decided to bring a cake announcing my cousin's pregnancy, and some presents for my cousin. My mother immediately told my aunt that she will not be bringing those back into the rec center and they will not be ruining my day. My aunt started throwing a fit, screaming, "This is a baby shower! It's for babies! Cousin is having a baby too, so this day is about her too!" My cousin now joins the screaming and says how pissed off she is that everything is always about me, and why do we always have to be happy for me? They would not stop screaming, so they were kicked out by the rec center security, and half our family was upset that I wouldn't let her have a moment at my shower, so they left too. Now everyone is bashing my mother, myself, and Rainbow Baby on Facebook, group family texts, anything at all. Edit, for those asking, a rainbow baby is a baby born after a miscarriage or stillborn. It's a term used to describe the joy and hope after the storm of losing a baby. What is wrong with all these people trashing you? It's supposed to be a baby shower for you and your baby, your rainbow baby. Nothing to do with your cousin, so why it has to be made about your cousin baffles me, and the people that are siding with your aunt and your cousin, just wow. And congratulations on the rainbow baby. This next one is by Acrobatic Leg 8520. One time my mom started an argument over who knows what and kicked me out of the house in the middle of the night, locked me out and wouldn't let me back in. I swiftly grabbed my wrap on my way out, wrapped my infant daughter to my chest, baby wearing, and started walking to the closest payphone to call for help. My mom called the cops on me and told them that I had made all these suicidal threats, threatened to hurt my daughter, took the kid, and left out in the middle of the night. The cops surrounded me in a parking lot. I had no idea I had a warning out about me, and I was confused as to why I was being surrounded and treated as such. Just a bunch of cops come up and they handcuff me and they unwrap my baby while I'm telling them, please let me unwrap my child properly so you don't drop her. Then I exploded when they took my actual child away and handed her to none other than my mother. I ended up in the hospital handcuffed to a bed for a very long time. They told me they actually knew I wasn't lying based off my reaction to them taking my child off of my chest. I got my child back as soon as I got out, but I was just given her car seat and left at a bus station. I think it's best I keep my actual feelings and opinions on that situation to myself. So they basically admit they knew you weren't lying based off of how you reacted, yet still proceeded to illegally detain you. Because that's basically what it is. The person that should have gone in cuffs once they knew you weren't lying was your mother. This next one is from Fitznerd. My dad trashed his credit when he was younger. On top of that, he had his first kid, me, when he was 18 and left my bio mom after the fourth kid after 5 years together. I'm not sure how long that time was, but because of this, he had to pay child support until we were put into foster care and eventually he got custody of us. Well, he never ended up paying that child support, which further ruined his credit. It's been 20 years and he's not paid a dime. He obtained his money through illegal means in my brother's SSI check. He also hasn't done a thing to even attempt to improve his credit. Well, because of this, he can't and refuses to have anything in his name, expecting me and my siblings to do it for him. His business is in my brother's name after running it illegally for nearly 10 years. Now he wants to buy the house I live in. It was supposed to be sold to him through land contract, but of course, he made this deal by word versus actually obtaining a contract. The landlord, I guess, is trying to sell the house, and because my brother wasn't approved, he's depending on me to do it. I have the best credit and make the most money on paper compared to my other siblings. I refuse though. I'm happy to help point him on the right direction to approve his own credit and do everything through the right channels, but I refuse to do this for him. I'd be buying him his first home before buying my own, and that doesn't sit right with me. Now he's blowing up my phone, telling me how he raised me and I owe him for that. All the sacrifices and bad choices he had to make in order to raise us. How I never help, I'm just cold and heartless. It's like no matter how much I give, it never seems to be enough. The worst part is that he fails to realize that I could never depend on him for help if I truly needed it. Rant over. Edit to add, at first I wasn't going to freeze or stop my credit, but after waking up and seeing the overwhelming amount of responses of people saying I should, I've decided to do so. It will be something I do later today. Why should you have to support a parent that made sure they really didn't support you? For some reason, that never sits well with me. These entitled parents that assume their kids owe them, when in fact it's the parents that still owe the kids. And our final one is by MemeShare33. A year ago, almost to the day, I learned I was pregnant. My boyfriend, now husband, and I were excited. We talked about kids one day, but our son decided to join us earlier than expected. It's fine, we love him dearly. My parents, on the other hand, I'd planned to tell them when I was much further along. That way my little boy would be outside the 12-week danger zone and I could confidently say I was having a baby. That plan changed with a miscarriage scare and a hospital visit. My baby was fine, but I was scared to death. I got to my car after it all and proceeded to call my mom and break down crying. Now my parents are deeply religious, members of the LDS community. Finding out their unwed daughter was pregnant was quite a shock to them. My mom is also a narcissist, so this was clearly a personal attack to her self-image on my part. She at least was chill with most of it, having gone through 4 turbulent pregnancies herself, so I can say she tried to alleviate my stress a little bit. Dad is a whole other story. One day in between packing up my apartment for storage and stressing about not stressing, he called me to have a serious chat. He started off by telling me he forgave me for my sins and to give me some advice. Namely, go to the temple, get sealed to my child, and do all their work, baby blessing, baptism, etc., behind my husband's back. Don't let him stop you from receiving your eternal blessings, he'd said. So I should separate my child and their father? You'll still have your family, and if you so choose, you can visit husband in the terrestrial kingdom later. Save yourself for the higher glory. Multiple kingdoms of heaven, it gets unnecessary. But if families are meant to be together forever, why should I separate my child and his father who I love? Only families who live by the gospel standard get to live together in heaven. You'll have to choose between your family and him. I don't remember what was said after this, but I know I was distraught. For a faith centered on families, he was quick to dismiss the one I'm building now. He also doesn't see my marriage as legitimate because we didn't have a temple ceremony, and we're waiting to have a full civil ceremony until later. He still bombards me with church propaganda and insists on me getting works down without my husband's approval because baby's eternal soul is more important than husband's feelings. I will add here at the end that my husband and I are choosing to raise our son without direct religion. Let him discover what he believes and support him in it as he gets older. I understand that some people are deeply religious and there's nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form, but when you try to force what you believe onto other people, or like in this case, trying to tell your daughter to go around her husband, that's just bad all around. It's sad that the daughter's choice in this is not respected by her father. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.